Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing of the national anthem by the VMI Regimental Band and the invocation by the Institute and Corps Chaplain, Chaplain John Casper.
Won't you join me for the invocation? Lord, it is with a spirit of joyful gratitude and celebration that we are gathered here this morning for commencement. We pause in these moments to recognize your grace and your favor in each soon-to-be graduate that walks across this stage. We also recognize and give you thanks for the family and friends here that have supported them along the way. Many cadets seated here have lost loved ones during their cadetship that would otherwise be here in celebration. We pause to honor them this morning too. I pray that each time the class of 2024 looks upon their diploma that they will be reminded of these things, of the deepest bonds of friendship, the meaning of honor, the love of family, the importance of their faith. Raise them up long after they leave here to accomplish immeasurably more than they could ever ask or imagine, and leave a legacy that continues well beyond their lifetime. We pray these things with full hearts, joined with their families, friends, loved ones, and all those who supported them on their journey. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning. Secretary McCarthy, members of the VMI Boards of Visitors, members of the Academic Board, faculty, staff, cadets, friends, and families of today's graduates, welcome to the VMI Commencement Ceremony, the pinnacle of 4 years of hard work by the class of 2024. I have the great pleasure of welcoming the 24th Secretary of the United States Army, the Honorable Ryan McCarthy, class of 1996, as our commencement speaker. He will be formally introduced to speak in a few moments by the first class president, but I would like to take the opportunity to thank him for being with us today. Thank you, sir. Secretary McCarthy was commissioned in the United States Army and deployed in combat operations in support of Operation Enduring Freedom with the 75th Ranger Regiment, U.S. Special Operations Command. After service in the Army, he worked for Lockheed Martin Corporation in sequential vice president roles, responsible for sustainment, customer relations, and program integration of the F-35 Joint Strike Fighter program. He also worked as special assistant to the 22nd Secretary of Defense, Dr. Robert M. Gates, under Presidents George W. Bush and Barack H. Obama. In August of 2017, Secretary McCarthy was unanimously confirmed by the Senate as the 33rd Undersecretary of the Army. Then, on 26 September 2019, Secretary McCarthy was confirmed and sworn in as the Secretary of the Army and served until 2021. Today, Secretary McCarthy serves on the board of directors of CACI International and is an advisor to the United States Innovative Technology Fund. He's a member of the board of directors of the National Medal of Honor Museum Foundation and is the vice chairman of the board of advisors of the University of Maryland Robert H. Smith School of Business. Welcome home to VMI, Secretary McCarthy, and thank you for your service to our country and for celebrating the VMI class of 2024 with us today. Thank you. Graduation from VMI is a great personal achievement, but it is not reached alone. Many others have contributed to the success of today's graduates. Parents and grandparents, guardians, brothers and sisters, friends, fellow cadets, faculty, staff, coaches, and host families, to name a few. VMI is particularly grateful to the parents, grandparents, and guardians for encouraging, supporting, and sustaining our graduates. May I ask that these individuals stand and receive our thanks. This is certainly a proud day for you. Please stand. At the heart of any great institution is its faculty. They are the ones who teach, guide, counsel, and encourage our cadets. This includes our military staff and those who coach our athletes. Ancillary to these groups, but just as critical to the core, is the multitude of Institute personnel responsible for its daily operations. Please join me in expressing thanks to the Institute's faculty and staff. Now, I would be remiss if I didn't recognize the fact that many of you graduating today might not have had a high school graduation because of the pandemic. It is my hope that these few days of special events have in some way made up for those that were missed 4 years ago. The class of 2024 matriculated on August 15th and 16th of 2020 with a strength of 519, the largest class in VMI's history. About 61% of you came from the Commonwealth of Virginia, while others joined us from 30 states and 7 foreign countries. Today, we celebrate 348 graduates. Of those graduating today, over 53% of you are commissioning into the armed forces. There are also some in this graduating class who will commission this summer or will complete officer candidate school. These numbers reinforce VMI's historic mission in producing citizen soldiers. Along these lines, a number of VMI cadets, staff, faculty, parents, and family members, and many others in this audience today are currently serving or have served. Would you all please rise and receive our heartfelt appreciation for your service to our nation? Class of 2024, you probably remember your unique arrival in August of 2020. Your matriculation was spread out over 2 days to allow for proper protocols. Protocols like social distancing, temperature checks, and a 2-guest limit per cadet. You marched up the hill for the first time on a rainy afternoon with your VMI-issued masks on. Your matriculation week was not really a week. It took 16 days to take into account the administrative and training protocols. Everything that first semester was done deliberately and with caution under the guidance of the medical community. Our goal was to protect each other and those around us. By November, the health experts advised we distance from each other for a season so you finished your first semester online. Thankfully, you were able to return in January. Soon after, cannon fire woke you on 6 February 2021, and one of the longest days of your cadetship began, breakout. It was a cold morning with remnants of snow on the ground. Your day was filled with physical exercise, team building, and challenges that your cadre dreamed up. That evening, you began the class of 2024. Your first semester was also when I arrived at VMI as your interim superintendent. In many ways, we've grown together. There was turmoil about our culture that was imposed upon the entire Corps of Cadets when you started. I want to remind you the message that I first gave you upon my arrival. I also want to restate those challenges were never about you as a class. Nonetheless, I ask you, the Corps of Cadets, to own the narrative and let people see who you really are as VMI cadets. You were then and now cadets of character who embody a code that few, if any, colleges could live up to. You rose to the challenge magnificently by demonstrating what this institute stands for. The class of 2024 leaves behind a history of taking on and overcoming challenges that the world threw at you. History will confirm that you understand the importance of integrity and the role it plays both in leadership and followership. As a class, you have grown, strengthened by the bonds of brotherhood, and demonstrated how you show respect for one another. You not only took on the continual pressures of the rat line, but you did it with humility, while being under the microscope from the outside world. You've embraced the many differences that you arrived with and molded them into the strength of your class. Thankfully, we were able to slowly return to a more normal experience during the last couple of years. You've benefited from many new facilities, including Scottship Hall, a new post police department, and a new aquatic center. You had an in-person ring figure celebration on November 18th, 2022, in Cameron Hall, right after we enjoyed brunch together. Your guest speaker at the class supper was Colonel retired James Hickey, class of 1982. He reminded you that because of your hard work and perseverance, you've developed endurance. That endurance has continued and comes to fruition today. This past August, you met your rats and began running an outstanding, tough, and professional rat line. Through your guidance and mentorship, the class of 2027 broke out on February 6th, and they are here today to celebrate graduation with you. You have finished strong this academic year and enjoyed many accomplishments in the classroom, on the athletic field, and in military training. Today, the Corps is on good footing, stronger and more resilient because of your leadership. So I want to commend you today for what you've accomplished. You are one of the few classes at VMI to endure the full effects of the global pandemic. I can say without a doubt, your class showed tremendous grit and resilience. You not only persevered to the end, but you did it with character. Remember this lesson because it will apply to many challenges in the future and you will be faced with as you leave VMI. As we all know, life is full of the unexpected. What matters is how you respond. The world you will enter is full of people from all walks of life, with many different backgrounds and experiences and values. This diverse group will have very talents not unlike what you have seen here at VMI. They need and deserve principled leaders of character, grounded in honor and dedicated to treating everyone with dignity and respect. As you depart the Institute to begin your lives in the military, attend graduate school, or enter into the civilian workforce, do not forget what you've learned. You have a foundation built on honor, resilience, dependability, and sacrifice. You know leadership is not easy, but I challenge you to serve the people around you. At its foundation, that's what leadership is about. Take these lessons and become leaders in your families, in your communities, in the Commonwealth, and across the nation. Class of 2024, the open road now awaits you, and your journey begins tomorrow. I want to personally wish you my sincerest congratulations and the brightest future possible. It is now my pleasure to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2024, Cadet Virginia Townsend. The valedictorian at VMI is peer elected by the classmates, and it is truly a high honor. Ms. Townsend is graduating today as an honors student with a double major in chemistry and international studies. She performed research during the summer undergraduate research program, served as a regimental S2 captain, was the honor court vice president for education, and was in charge of a group study session for chemistry students. After graduation, she plans to attend law school at the University of Virginia. She provided great mentorship to all aspects of her cadetship and is highly respected by all. Class of 2024, your valedictorian, Ms. Townsend.
Secretary McCarthy, General Wins, General Mareshi, Board of Visitors, faculty and staff, distinguished guests, friends and family, and members of the class of 2024. Good morning. To everyone who is hearing this, thank you. To our family and friends, thank you for providing the foundation for who we are and for believing in us even when we lost faith in ourselves. To our professors, thank you for pushing us to our limits and then past them, and by doing so, teaching us that most of those limits only existed within our own minds. To our RATs, class of 2027, thank you for your trust in us and for your willingness to learn. Don't wish anything away, because it will be your turn to graduate before you know it. And to the Commandant staff, I was feeling a little more gracious until my last special report, but thank you too for providing the accountability we didn't want but knew we needed. And to the class of 2024, congratulations, we did it. This wouldn't be a graduation address without a history of our class, so I'll briefly regale you with a story we know all too well. 4 years ago, we arrived at VMI in a time defined by uncertainty. Uncertainty for the world as it struggled through a global pandemic like none before. Uncertainty for VMI as it attempted to reconcile its past with its future. And uncertainty for ourselves as we left home and stepped into the next chapter of our lives. Our rat year looked very different than most others, defined by masks, by returning the cheerful morning screeches of a Hell Week corporal with a green checkmark of the Live Safe app, defined by constant confinement to post, and by going for months without being allowed to see our dikes. Although the additional burdens placed upon us were trying at times, in retrospect, I believe it was actually a blessing, because it was those difficult times that allowed us to grow closer with each other. The hallmark of any VMI class is a close bond forged between brother rats, but for our class, I believe it is even more so the case. And also, we didn't know just how good VMI could be. Imagine being stuck here and knowing that there should be an ice cream line in Crozet. Growing up, I would sometimes come home from school and talk about my friends. My parents quickly corrected me, saying that most of those people weren't really my friends. They taught me that a friend is someone who would lay down their life for you, someone who would, if you needed it, drop everything to put your best interest above their own, and someone for whom you would do the same. It wasn't until coming here, though, that I realized how right they were. Never before in my life have I had the privilege and the blessing to be surrounded by so many friends. And so, my friends, the next 3 years of our cadetships rolled by, and we watched and we helped each other grow in maturity, grace, and confidence. We slowly but surely changed from a loosely connected group of individuals into the class of strong men and women that we are today. This thought recently struck me. A lot of people, when they go to college, they talk about finding themselves, but VMI is the only place I've been where it's an insult rather than a compliment to call someone an individual. And so, among the ranks of our class are diligent students, award-winning athletes, distinguished cadets and now military officers, and as another valedictorian once put it, some magnificent buffoons. We've learned much in our time here. We've learned how to fail, and then how to learn from, but refuse to be defined by, our past failures. We've learned that fear only has as much power as you give it, and fulfillment and the dignity that comes with being part of something greater than ourselves. My friends, 4 years later, we are again about to step out into the next chapter of our lives. Some of us think we know with certainty where that step will take us. Some of us are not yet sure. Whatever the case, there are bound to be times of confusion and doubt ahead, but never lose faith that everything is happening for a reason. One of my favorite stories is one told by a woman named Corrie ten Boom. Corrie and her family hid Jewish people in their home in the Netherlands during World War II, until one day a neighbor turned them into the Gestapo. Corrie, her entire family, and everyone they were hiding were hauled off to concentration camps, where everyone except for Corrie died. Despite the horrific circumstances, Corrie was cheerful and forgiving, and after the war she worked as a missionary. Corrie would often carry a small tapestry with her, and sometimes she'd show it to people as she spoke. Our lives, she would explain, are like watching a tapestry being made from the backside. You get occasional glimpses of what the front might look like, but mostly it just seems like a colorful mess of knots and tangled threads. It's not until the weaver is finished that you can turn it over to see the amazing and intricate pattern that was being made there all along. Those tapestries are being woven as we speak, and I am so thankful that ours have all, for a time, been woven together. VMI has been difficult, of course, but it is a difficulty with which we've grown strangely comfortable. The thought of leaving post for the last time as cadets is one that we all openly celebrate, but secretly dread. In a few short moments, each of us will walk across this stage and see our goal of the last 4 years fulfilled. As we step into the world beyond, let us not lose sight of the lessons that VMI has taught us. Let us live each day with purpose and with gratitude, for we never know if it may be our last. Let us bring a strong sense of morality and truth to those around us. Let us stand in the gap without hesitation as the leaders that our nation so badly needs. And let us embrace the future with all its glittering promises and boding threats, with open arms and a smile. It is now, my friends, that we bid each other goodbye. As we do so, I pray the Lord would bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious to you. The Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. My friends, thank you, and may God be with you.
Thank you, Virginia, for those wonderful and inspiring remarks. Now, the president of the first class, Mr. Cole Cathcart, will provide his farewell remarks to the class and introduce our commencement speaker. Mr. Cathcart.
Virginia, my goodness, that was incredible. It was incredible. All right, good morning. Good morning. It's a great morning, is it not? A great morning. Secretary McCarthy, General Wins, members of the board, General Mareshi, it's an honor to be standing up here with you all, and thank you for letting me do it. So as I stand here this morning and I look out on everyone. I'm overwhelmed by the gravity of this moment, overwhelmed by the pride, the sense of joy we have in this room. And for the past couple weeks, I've been searching for a way to vocalize these emotions, experiences, and friendships that we've experienced over the past 4 years. How do you explain a place like VMI that brings equal parts joy, frustration, pain, and accomplishment? How do you thank those that helped you along the way? How do you tell a brother or a sister goodbye? Where in the world do we go from here after today? I don't know. I think if each of us is honest with ourselves, none of us really know how to act, feel, or behave in this whirlwind moment of our lives. I don't know much, but I do know this. I've wrestled with these questions and these thoughts for the past few weeks and months. And in that pondering and thinking about it, one phrase has consistently come up and helped me along the way, and that phrase is look up. This phrase has helped me process those big questions that we need to process our experience here at VMI. Let me explain. How do you explain a place that, again, brings equal parts joy, pain, frustration, but accomplishment? Look up at the sky. Look up at the clouds. Look up at the mountains and the trees that surround this place. Be reminded that God Almighty created those mountains. He created the wonderful world around us. And his creation and his plans for us are so much larger than the trivial trials and tribulations we've experienced and will experience. How do you thank those that helped you along the way? Parents, professors, coaches, faculty, staff, roommates, dykes, the list goes on and on. Some or all of these folks helped us get to where we are today. How do we thank them? I think about that a lot. Well, I believe in a way, just by being, we already do. I'll explain that. There's no higher compliment we can give to these folks who have led us than by recognizing how special they are and looking up to them. In my opinion, this is the ultimate form of gratitude. You should look up to your heroes. How do you tell a brother or a sister goodbye? Moving on is just a part of life. We're not created to be stationary people, especially us in this room. We've been caged up for 4 years, ready to be set free and take on what the world has for us. But while we say goodbye, we have technology to keep us together. If an old roommate or someone you shared a class with, or maybe somebody you didn't know that well crosses your mind in a few years, look them up. Shoot a text, a call, an email. Let them know you're thinking about them. Look up everyone in this room. And where do we go from here? Everyone now has a blank slate, a chance to chase after dreams, desires, careers, and passions. With that comes great accomplishments, as well as trials and tribulations. When times get rough, hang your hat on this moment. Hang your hat on the fact that everyone in this room is in your corner. Be confident, hold your head high, and when times get tough, look up. May God bless everyone who has brought us here. May God bless each of our roads ahead, and may God bless the class of 2024. Thank you. And a quick aside here, 2027, where you at? On behalf of the class, we wish you all the best. We're proud of you. We hope you continue to kill it at VMI. It is now my honor to introduce Mr. Secretary Ryan McCarthy. I spent some time with him earlier. He is a great man who has deep experience across the defense and policy space. As General Wins mentioned, in September 2019, he was confirmed by unanimous consent by the United States Senate to serve as the 24th Secretary of the Army. Most relatable to us, however, he was a graduate of the Institute, class of 1996. In his first class history in their bomb, he said, amongst other very positive comments, he said, "This place has enriched me with experiences and lessons that are unparalleled to any other school in the United States." I think through the tough times that we've had, Brother Rats, we can agree with that sentiment at the end of the day. Secretary McCarthy has served as a model VMI alum in his postgraduate time. Among his many high accolades, one recent induction into the U.S. Army Ranger Hall of Fame serves as an important mark of a great citizen soldier. It is now my great honor to introduce Secretary Ryan McCarthy. I might need to turn a few pages.
I was getting a little nervous when they have a future Navy officer introducing a Secretary of the Army, but you went easy on me, Cadet Cathcart. I appreciate you, brother, and thank you for that introduction. Thank you for your leadership, the class of 2024. Mr. Watson, thank you for your leadership, the Board of Visitors as our board president. The VMI faculty and staff, thank you for your dedication to these men and women. As I assume you all know, our Superintendent, Major General Wins, came to this position after a distinguished U.S. Army career. Probably less well known is his role leading and reshaping the Army's research, technology, development, and engineering efforts. At the new Army Futures Command, General Wins effectively ran all our labs and led the Army's Big Six investment strategy, which is the most aggressive modernization push since the Cold War. General Wins, it's good to see you. General Wins' leadership temperament, plus his demonstrated skill managing a large and complex enterprise, made him an exemplary candidate to lead and transform the Virginia Military Institute to stay ahead of the competition. To parents, families, and friends, thank you for supporting these cadets through the most unique college experience our country has to offer. And to the class of 24, congratulations. You have chosen the road less traveled and endured the crucible of VMI, an experience that will prepare you for the toughest challenges of life. In that respect, my remarks today come less from Secretary McCarthy and more from what I picked up as Rat McCarthy, Cadet McCarthy, and Lieutenant McCarthy. The things I was forced to learn along this journey, first in the gauntlet of the Rat Line and cadet experience of VMI, then in the U.S. Army's 75th Ranger Regiment, represent the foundation of everything that followed in both the private sector and government service. At its best, VMI installs toughness to endure adversity, the habits of preparation, shared achievement with teammates, and accountability that will last a lifetime. Whatever the success was achieved after graduation, at VMI, I was a far from being a model cadet, much less mastering the three legs of the cadet experience. I was undisciplined and did not like following the rules, which is not exactly a formula for success at a military school. As a result, I spent a lot of time on punishment details, which then meant hours of marching alone in the courtyard, endless confinement, even cleaning the latrines. No one would have predicted I would even graduate, much less lead an airborne Ranger platoon in combat or serve at the highest levels of industry and government. It got so bad, after 2 years, I was invited to leave. I suddenly found myself back in Chicago, living with my parents and doing odd jobs at a beer distributor, from cleaning the warehouse to riding shotgun on a delivery truck and going through a metal detector at a community college. At 20 years old, I'd squandered away any opportunity that few in my family had ever dreamt of as young men and women. With my parents' support and financial sacrifice, I was fortunate to attend a 4-year college on the way to earning an officer's commission. My own father's formal education stopped at high school, and his entry into military service was a private via the draft in Vietnam. After several unhappy months, I sat across from my parents at our worn kitchen table. My father solemnly asked, "Is this what you want for yourself?" Turns out I didn't. VMI generously allowed me to return, and I never turned back. No one can do these things on their own, and I sure didn't either. At every step, there were others holding me up, pushing me forward, and when needed, setting me straight. Family, friends, and teammates, the McCarthy Trinity. Family defines you. Friends and teammates are those whom you choose to associate with and take on the challenges of life. Protect them, fight alongside them, celebrate them, and console them. And then there are mentors. At VMI, there were two in particular for me. Retired Colonel John Walter Ripley, who ran the Marine ROTC program, took me under his wing as a cadet when I returned to post. He received the Navy Cross in Vietnam for valor and became the first Marine ever admitted to the U.S. Army Ranger Hall of Fame, a distinction I only appreciated until years later as a Ranger myself. The other was retired Army Colonel Norman Michael Bissell, VMI class of 1962. Half his family still works here. Colonel Bissell received the Distinguished Service Cross in Vietnam. He was the former commandant of cadets. Colonel Bissell hired me as his assistant when he ran the Women of Integration here in the Corps of Cadets 25 years ago. Both men taught me that leadership is about putting your team above yourself. They are relentless in preparation that set the tone for their troops by attitude and effort. Mentors like these show you what right looks like, their own behaviors, not because they're war heroes, but because they focus on the fundamental aspects of leadership. Gifted communicators that knew the strengths and weaknesses of their people, taught them, trained them, and created opportunities for them to learn. They're the types of leaders that help you overcome adversity and celebrate the victories that follow. I just wish those men were alive today. Nearly 3 decades later, I still think about what they taught me and how to exemplify their behaviors in my own life. After graduation, I deferred active service for 8 months to help Colonel Bissell, who was then the Director of Integration, charged with bringing women into VMI. The Supreme Court had made its decision, and it was time to execute with sincerity, professionalism, and unlike a certain other Southern military academy, to do so that set these incoming cadets for success. Incorporating women to the rat line was not only just the right thing legally, but the right thing for VMI. The academic caliber of incoming classes went up, as did our place in the national rankings. VMI's women alumni are now successful military officers like Brigadier General Melissa Adamski, leaders in business, medicine, the legal community. The evolution of the Institute has protected its brand and enabled it to continue to serve the community and the nation with distinction. It showed that if done right, high standards and worthy traditions, an emphasis on worthy, can accompany expanded opportunity, a lesson that should continue to guide us today. Reflecting on my own uneven experience with VMI standards and tradition, the thing that stands out is the near fanatic insistence on attention to detail, even while being pushed to the brink of physical endurance. I certainly didn't appreciate it that much at the time, but getting those habits drilled in, an emphasis on drill, ended up being crucial to the trials that followed. First, under fire, literally, then in Congress, in the corporate world, in the Pentagon. First, under a compassionate but exacting Secretary of Defense, Robert Gates, as a prior CIA director, not much got past him. And later, assuming responsibility for America's largest military service. It's no coincidence that the first rule of the U.S. Army Ranger Handbook is very simple. Quote, "Don't forget nothing." I cannot tell you how many times some version of this core admonition, exhaustive preparation, attention to detail, helped save my skin in combat and in life. As it turns out, intense preparation also enables one to adapt to the unexpected. Prepping well for scenario A will leave you much better off when scenario B arrives, even if completely opposite of what was expected. I joined the Army in the late 1990s, just a few years after the collapse of the Soviet Union. It's a time of unprecedented peace and prosperity, or so it seemed. As a new Army lieutenant, I never expected to go to war. Then, abruptly, in October 2001, the Rangers were deployed to eastern Afghanistan to fight an enemy few Americans knew existed just a few months earlier. It was a totally unexpected mission, but that's when all the training and preparation kicked in. The correct decisions and responses have become a matter of instinct. And much of the credit goes to what I learned here, from the system, from the faculty, from the cadre, other cadets, and especially my brother Rats. Of the more than 400 cadets who matriculated my year, only 230 received a diploma. By the grace of God, I was one of them. Though because of my earlier troubles, I was not on stage with the rest of the class of 1996. So this is my first graduation. My diploma came in the mail a few months later. But the word gratitude does not begin to describe how proud and frankly relieved my entire family was when we saw the sheepskin, because I was the first person in my family to go to college. While all VMI graduating classes are special, mine really stood out because of who they were combined with the time of history when they graduated. My classmates served in combat, became local community and business leaders, doctors, lawyers, and more. They have experienced hard-won success in multiple fields and labored to make America safer, our communities stronger, and better for our future. These young men, and they're all men back then, embraced the moment and challenge presented by 9/11. There's my class, Waltz, after multiple special forces deployments in Afghanistan. He was elected to represent the great state of Florida in the U.S. House of Representatives, taking over for a guy you may have heard of named Ron DeSantis. Along with representing the 6th Congressional District, he's Colonel Waltz, Army National Guard, a reminder of the citizen soldier tradition that goes back to VMI's founding. Or John Adams, who's here with us today, served on an Arleigh Burke-class destroyer in the Middle East as a surface warfare officer, then went on to become a Supreme Court clerk, associate White House counsel, and senior partner at one of the best law firms in the country. He's now on the Board of Visitors and was just selected to be your next board president. And I would not have crossed paths much with Mark Townsend back in the day. While I was doing my best imitation of Animal House, he was studying French literature and organic chemistry to prepare for medical school. Today, Dr. Townsend is with us and serves as an eminent cardiologist who sent all 4 of his children to VMI. And his daughters, Annie and Virginia, will walk across this stage today, and we obviously just heard Virginia, her compelling set of remarks, and made this really difficult for me, so it's important to note that for my class, the wins and achievements have been accompanied by struggle and grief. Mental health issues claimed the lives of 2 of my classmates from suicide and alcohol abuse. A painful reminder to looking out for one another for as long as you walk this earth. Ultimately, my rat roommate and friend, Captain James Courtney Edge, United States Marine Corps, was a recruiting poster Marine if there ever was one. He was deployed to Iraq and killed by a sniper in Ramadi on his 2nd tour. I was there for years of his courtship with his wife, and I was there when we laid him to rest in Arlington National Cemetery in front of her and their 2 daughters. I was working in an investment bank at the time, and it was Jamie's death, plus 2 of my Rangers, that drove me to re-enter government and start along a path that brings me to this podium today. Grief, like failure, is a powerful emotion. It can break you down or feed your resolve. They're painful situations you will experience in life. They will either define you or drive you to do something better. Failure and grief can be lonely places, but it doesn't have to be a forever stay. Have courage when you have to confront them. Your attitude and effort are the only things in life you can control. They're contagious behaviors. We can't demand perfect results, much less perfect leadership. But everyone is capable of perfect effort. As General Marshall once said, quote, "The choice is between acting with energy or losing by default." Marshall's generation faced, as young officers, World War I and the Great Depression. Future generations confronted World War II, Korea, Vietnam, while manning posts far and wide and to end the Cold War. Then my generation graduated in time for the War on Terror, in all its dimensions and theaters. Consider what faces you around the world. And when you're the United States of America, as we've learned the hard way time and again, there's no escaping or ignoring events abroad or the responsibility to confront them. An emerging alliance of China and Russia with an abundance of natural resources, advanced technology, and above all, resentments against the West and America's position as the world-leading power. Both are looking to recover what they lost in territory and treasure, one by force, the other by intimidation and coercion, and lost glory. The field of competition for influence and allies will reach every continent and hemisphere, including our own. And it will cross every dimension: military, economic, political, cultural, and moral. All while getting America's house in order here at home. As a challenge of this magnitude, like the Cold War, requires a steady bipartisan effort across administrations. And while we cannot predict all the crises to arise or the problems to solve, we know the leaders who will solve them. They're in this auditorium. Thank you.
Secretary McCarthy, on behalf of the class of 2024, in appreciation of your wonderful remarks, present a VMI saber to you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Secretary McCarthy, for those inspiring words. Thank you, sir. It is now my pleasure to present the awards for highest achievement to members of the graduating class. Will the cadets whose names are called please come to the steps as they are announced by Brigadier General Robert Mareschi.
The first Jackson Hope Medal for highest attainment in scholarship, accompanied by the Commander Harry Millard Mason Academic Proficiency Award, a cash prize to the recipient of the first Jackson Hope Medal, is presented to Cadet Jacob Russell Kleinschuster. Cadet Jacob Kleinschuster is the embodiment of excellence in all facets of being a cadet. His intellectual curiosity, leadership characteristics, military performance, and outstanding character make him a true example of Virginia Military Institute's highest ideals for a cadet. The second Jackson Hope Medal for second highest attainment in scholarship, accompanied by the Colonel Sterling Murray Heflin 1916 Academic Proficiency Award, a cash prize awarded to the recipient of the second Jackson Hope Medal, is presented to Cadet Joshua Diesel Chung. A double major in biology and English and an Institute Honors graduate, Chung shows his love of learning and genuine intellectual curiosity in every academic endeavor. Consistently going beyond what would earn him an A, he has been an exceptional performer throughout his cadetship. And I might add, these two gentlemen were tied in GPA. They did not repeat any courses, so we went to a second tiebreaker, and Jacob won it by 1 credit hour earned at VMI over Josh. So. The Society of the Cincinnati Medal is awarded to that member of the graduating class who has distinguished him or herself by efficiency of service and excellence of character while at VMI. The Cincinnati Medal is accompanied by 2 cash prizes, the Richard J. Marshall Award and the Sumter L. Lowry Award. The 2024 Cincinnati Medal is presented to Cadet Virginia Grace Townsend. Will all of the candidates for graduation please rise? The Academic Board has presented to the Board of Visitors 184 candidates for the Bachelor of Science degree and 161 candidates for the Bachelor of Arts degree, all of whom have been certified to have completed the requirements for graduation from the Virginia Military Institute. Major General wins.
By the authority of law vested in the Board of Visitors and faculty, I confer upon each of you a diploma in testimony of your being a graduate of the Virginia Military Institute and award you the bachelor's degree appropriate to your major field of study. Institute honors graduates and graduates distinguished in general merit will be called first and receive a distinguished graduate certificate. Please be seated and come forward to the platform as your course groups are called.
We are pleased to recognize 28 cadets who have been certified as distinguished graduates with Institute honors. The honor is bestowed only on those who have earned at least a 3.5 cumulative grade point average while completing the requirements of their majors and minors, as well as the additional requirements of VMI's Institute Honors Curriculum. This would be a rare achievement at any college or university, but is particularly noteworthy here, given the co-curricular demands placed on cadets by the unique VMI education system. We are also pleased to take special note of 63 graduates who have been certified as distinguished graduates. These cadets have completed their curricula with a cumulative grade point average in excess of 3.5. Again, a remarkable achievement. We begin with distinguished graduates with Institute honors. Abigail Grace Basner, Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics, minor in Economics. Joshua Diesel Chung, Bachelor of Arts in Biology, double major in English. Double concentration in Literary Studies and Rhetoric and Writing, honors in English, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Russell William Crouch, Bachelor of Arts in Modern Languages and Cultures, double minor in Asian Studies and International Studies, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, distinguished naval graduate, Marine Corps. Kyle Harrison Dargis, Bachelor of Arts in English, honors in English, triple concentration in Literary Studies, Philosophy, and Rhetoric and Writing. Nolan Joseph Griffith, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, minor in Mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Gabriella Nicole Hanford, Bachelor of Science in Biology, minor in Chemistry. Pierce Selden Harvey, Bachelor of Arts in History, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Adam Chendeb Hoffman, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, minor in Leadership Studies, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Alexandria Elizabeth Holt, Bachelor of Arts in Modern Languages and Cultures, double minor in International Studies and Middle Eastern Studies. Jacob Russell Kleinschuster, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, concentration in Financial Analysis, minor in Mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Jonathan Patrick Kruger, Bachelor of Arts in English, honors in English, double concentration in Literary Studies and Rhetoric and Writing. Christopher Norman Kushner, Bachelor of Science in Biology, minor in Chemistry, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Jillian Catherine Marr, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. John McGowan, Bachelor of Arts in History, double major in English, honors in History and English, concentration in Literary Studies. Ulrich Marius Mainkeys, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Aerospace Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, distinguished naval graduate. Jackson Guy Miller, Bachelor of Arts in English, honors in English. Alexander Gong Mon, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, honors in Chemistry, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Miles Jude Ortiz, Bachelor of Science in Biology, double minor in Exercise Science and Rhetoric and Writing, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Dylan Eugene Palmer, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Justin Timothy Peterson, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Elizabeth May Pickford, Bachelor of Science in Biology, minor in Mathematics. James William Reed III, Bachelor of Arts in History. Herbert Reynolds Short III, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Nuclear Engineering. Riley Joseph Schultz, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, double minor in Arabic and National Security. Devin Scott Thomas, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Anne Columbia Townsend, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, double minor in Mathematics and Spanish. Virginia Grace Townsend, Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security. Gabrielle Elise Woodward, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Military Graduate. The distinguished graduates: Peyton L. Amos, Bachelor of Arts in History, Honors in History. Grant Christopher Andrews, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering. Eric Arthur Baer, Bachelor of Arts in History, double major in Modern Languages and Cultures, minor in International Studies, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Warner Thomas Collier, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, double concentration in Decision Analytics and Financial Analysis, double minor in Computer and Information Sciences and Cybersecurity. Bijan Paris Bose, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, minor in Cybersecurity. Travis Stewart Buchanan, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Rory Parig Burke, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, double major in Modern Languages and Cultures. Noah Tate Campbell, Bachelor of Science in Biology. David Andrew Clements, Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Jacob Lift, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Ensign, United States Navy. Nicholas Sean Klippinger, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in Spanish. Reed Carl Cox, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, double minor in Cybersecurity and History. Noble David Dodge, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Cash Martin Duma, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business. Colby Matthew Doyle, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, a concentration in Nuclear Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Maxine Mary Graybarth, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, concentration in Financial Analysis, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Faith Elaine Guy, Bachelor of Science in Physics, double major in Applied Mathematics, minor in Astronomy, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Brianna Heather Havron, Bachelor of Arts in English, Honors in English, triple concentration in Literary Studies, Philosophy, and Rhetoric and Writing, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Andrew D. Hernizen, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in Asian Studies, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Madison Lynn Hornig, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Ensign, United States Coast Guard. Hannah Taylor White, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. William Wynn Hundley, Bachelor of Science in Biology. Alyssa Brooke Ingerson, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Theory and Application track. Miles Marcellus Johnson, Bachelor of Arts in History, concentration in Military History, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, Distinguished Naval Graduate, Marine Corps. Parker Howell Johnson, Bachelor of Arts in History, Honors in History, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Timothy Johnson, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Jacob Ray Johnston, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Barbara Louise Vinareo Keating, Bachelor of Arts in Modern Languages and Cultures, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Nolan Alexander Kins, Bachelor of Arts in History, Honors in History. Jared Joseph LaRosa, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Daniel K. Lee, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Thomas Michael Lees, Jr., Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Ji Xian Lee, Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, double minor in Computer Engineering and Cybersecurity. Juwei Liu, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Nuclear Engineering, double minor in Mathematics and Physics. Princeton Liu, Bachelor of Science in Biology, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Liam Matthew Lachlan, Bachelor of Arts in History, Honors in History, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Benjamin Robert May, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, double major in Modern Languages and Cultures, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Jeffrey Philippe Macbeth, Jr., Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, Distinguished Naval Graduate, Marine Corps. Luke David McDonald, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, Honors in International Studies, minor in French. Michael Wayne Meyer, Bachelor of Science in Physics, double major in Applied Mathematics. Bryson Amori Minier, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in History, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Robert Leo Moran, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, double major in Civil Engineering, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. James Owen Pressler Morris, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Sotipat Mung Na, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Aerospace Engineering, minor in Mathematics. James Michael Lee Murphy, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security. Paul Ignatius Murray, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Tanner Lloyd Nelson, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Kara Siobhan Osborne, Bachelor of Science in Psychology. Timothy Keith Palmer, Jr., Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Ensign, United States Navy. Samuel Bryant Patterson, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Stone Matthew Peterson, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering. Sudarshana Rajagopal, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Luke Thomas Rose, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Kamson Samgam Kiao, Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics, minor in Computer and Information Sciences. Jacob O. Sandquist, Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Grant Tyler Swinehart, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, minor in Leadership Studies. William Jefferson Tarter III, Bachelor of Science in Biology, minor in History. Dylan Clay Tidwell, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Nuclear Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy. Jonathan Tuwiki Rize, Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, minor in Mathematics. Scott Watson, Bachelor of Science in Psychology, minor in Philosophy, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Kieran Francis Weldon, Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Andrew Joseph Weston, Bachelor of Arts in International Studies, minor in National Security, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Keanu Matthew Williams, Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, concentration in Aerospace Engineering, minor in Mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. The Bachelor of Science in Applied Mathematics, Jeffrey M. George. Adam Daniel Guild, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Connor Scott Green. Chase Alexander Lane, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Sarah Witter Liebenau, with distinction, minor in history. Han Chun Lu, with distinction, minor in economics. Morgan Scott Magrisi, with distinction, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Malcolm Xavier McIntosh, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Anthony Lewis Pearson. Sebastian Mitchell Ramirez, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Rukshana Royhinton Sarkari, with distinction, double minor in astronomy and physics, Ensign, United States Navy, Distinguished Naval Graduate. Hagan Wayne Stewart, with distinction, double minor in business and economics. Matthew Zieg, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. The Bachelor of Science in Biology, Owen John Ahrens, with distinction. John Edward Barrett, minor in chemistry, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Matthias Goulart Drennan, with distinction, minor in exercise science. Joseph Andrew Eller. Kaylin Cates. Dylan Christopher McNally, with distinction, minor in psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Liam Robert Murphy, with distinction, minor in chemistry. Elijah Quamley, with distinction. Anna Grace Rader, with distinction, minor in literary studies. Kunsk Michael Redmond, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Brijesh Ryan Rigetti, with distinction, minor in mathematics. Seth Aiden Rosario, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Sebastian Thomas Rivers Rubel, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. The Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, Kurt Patrick Comber, with distinction. Emma Marie Funkhauser, with distinction. Jeffrey J. Stober. The Bachelor of Science in Civil Engineering, Connor Charles Ball, with distinction. Owen Michael Clifford, with distinction. Ethan James Danielson, with distinction. Joyce Marie Ellis, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Joseph Addison Hagan V, with distinction. Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, Distinguished Naval Graduate, Marine Corps. Joseph Christopher Heffron. Carter Wayne Hugate, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. James Caleb Hughes, Ensign, United States Navy. Nicholas Westcott Hughes, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. John Birch Jansen, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Frederick Martin Junko III, with distinction. Stephen Richard Kelly, with distinction, minor in mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy. Joshua E. Kent. Michael Jacob Liberator, with distinction. Thomas Edwin Luther, with distinction, Ensign, United States Navy. David Joseph Nussbaum, with distinction. Lawrence Jessup Porter, with distinction. Peyton James Reingruber. Zachary Bradley Schell. Alan Wade Stewart Jr., with distinction. Zachary Gunther Sturm. Mohammed Silla. Jiang Yang Tang, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Kate Ashby Taylor, with distinction, minor in Chinese, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Lawson H. Thomas, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Jace Dean Thompson, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Alexander William Vieira, with distinction. Grace Ellington Wagner. Nathan Patrick Weininger, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. The Bachelor of Science in Computer Science, Audrey Michelle Barboza. Kyle Lee Bordeaux, with distinction. Jordan Lee Coleman. Jacob Andrew Hill, with distinction, Ensign, United States Navy. Joseph Timothy Hipp, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Isaac Andrew Kersey, with distinction, minor in cybersecurity. Joshua Reynaldo Licocona, with distinction. Peter Matthew Major. Colby Wayne Quigg, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. William Steves Riley, with distinction. Parker Wiley Rice, Cybersecurity Track, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Braden Andrew Easton Rose, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Mark Luther Shelton II, with distinction. Minor in cybersecurity, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Melcy Jose Bonilla. Charles Wani Male, with distinction. Ethan Saflor Chenko, with distinction, Cybersecurity Track. The Bachelor of Science in Electrical and Computer Engineering, Jesse Janet Dennis, with distinction, double minor in Mathematics and Psychology, Ensign, United States Navy. John Thomas Lightfoot IV, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. John W. Liselli. Linda Rita Toomey, with distinction. Connor Michael Vayet, with distinction, Ensign, United States Navy. William Raymond Wygasoff, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. The Bachelor of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Ethan Cole Barrett, minor in mathematics. Francis Raymond Bowling, Jr., with distinction. Maximilian Kerr Bradley, with distinction. Concentration in nuclear engineering, double minor in mathematics and physics, Ensign, United States Navy. Stephen James Castle, with distinction. Double concentration in aerospace engineering and nuclear engineering, double minor in mathematics and physics. Justin Y. Chow, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, Ensign, United States Navy, distinguished naval graduate. Robert Samuel Estes, with distinction, minor in mathematics. Ella Marie Flickinger, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, double minor in mathematics and physics, Ensign, United States Navy, distinguished naval graduate. Mark Anthony Goggin V, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, minor in mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy, distinguished naval graduate. Reed McKissick Hampton, minor in physics, Ensign, United States Navy. Jacob Adam Leonard, with distinction, minor in physics, concentration in nuclear engineering, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Joshua Kyle Mayo, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, minor in mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Caleb Douglas Menders, concentration in nuclear engineering, minor in mathematics. Jacob Adam Maholka, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, minor in physics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Alton Wood Moon, minor in physics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Alexander John Salisbury, with distinction, minor in mathematics, Ensign, United States Navy. Zachary Kent Staley, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, minor in mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Luke Thomas Stan, with distinction, concentration in nuclear engineering, double minor in mathematics and physics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Lydia Nicole Stevens, minor in mathematics. Akil R. The Door, with distinction, concentration in aerospace engineering, minor in mathematics, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Jack Holland Whitmore, with distinction. The Bachelor of Science in Physics. Julius Insong Chung, double minor in astronomy and mathematics. Joel Orlando Diaz, with distinction. Thomas Glenn Esselman, minor in mathematics, second lieutenant, United States Army. James Wade Abear, with distinction, minor in mathematics. Christopher Lopez Castro. Nicholas John Rosa, with distinction, minor in mathematics, ensign, United States Navy. Tally Renee Taring, with distinction, ensign, United States Navy. Shane Patrick Wise, minor in mathematics. The Bachelor of Science in Psychology, Alexander William Arnold. Christopher Michael Bethea, second lieutenant, United States Army. Natalie Gail Clark. Brett Alexander Cook, with distinction, minor in philosophy. Isaac Scott Dolph, with distinction. Brandon Dorian Escobar. Travis Scott Fridley, minor in history. Daniel Augustus Galvez, minor in philosophy. Cole Stephen Garrett. Colin Andrew Green, with distinction, minor in leadership studies, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, distinguished naval graduate, Marine Corps. Benjamin Luke Greer, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Army. Caitlin Grochalski, minor in French, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Jillian Rose Hall, minor in rhetoric and writing, second lieutenant, United States Army. Matthew William Hatcher. David Milton Hess, Jr. Rachel Elizabeth Huggins. Cole Anderson Jenkins. Cruz Alexander Jones, with distinction, minor in exercise science. Jackson Walker Camb, minor in leadership studies, ensign, United States Coast Guard. Joshua Bradley Knapp. Ryan Keith McBride, Jr. Andrew John Partridge, minor in history, second lieutenant, United States Army. Caleb Carter Priddy, with distinction, minor in leadership studies, second lieutenant, United States Army. Mason James Rudolphs, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. James Patrick Selton, minor in philosophy, second lieutenant, United States Army. Justin B. Stark. Matthew Michael Vigil. Devin Amos Watkins. Austin Matthew White. Henry Barrett White. Mark Robert Wright, with distinction. The Bachelor of Arts in Biology, Brandon Kendall Ballman, minor in exercise science. Benjamin Ray George, minor in exercise science. Jenna Danae Kirkland. Catherine Theo Orndorff. Nina Solie Otto, minor in exercise science. William Daniel Torres, with distinction, minor in international studies, second lieutenant, United States Army. The Bachelor of Arts in Economics and Business, Morgan Hope Anderson. Jed Lee Barrett, with distinction. Zachary Kirkpatrick Biller. John Cole Cathcart, with distinction. Thomas Owen Coble, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Adrian Franco Cox, ensign, United States Navy. Reese Russell DeVries, concentration in global business, minor in French. Luke A. Fegley, second lieutenant, United States Army. Garrett Everett Gradine. Jacob Ethan Griles. Anna K. Heideprem, concentration in decision analytics, minor in Spanish. Marquand Jones. William Chance Knox, with distinction. Alexander Vincent LaRue. Charles Preston Lewis III, with distinction, double concentration in decision analytics and global business. Connor Maxwell Hidalgo McCarthy, with distinction, minor in leadership studies, second lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Alexander Benedict Melvin Jr., with distinction. Henry W. Morgan III. Samuel Bo Pollock, with distinction. Maxwell Norman Redmond. Jack Hamilton Rice, with distinction. Colby Allen Slade, with distinction. Aristotle John Stamos, with distinction. Second Lieutenant, United States Navy, distinguished naval graduate. Stone Tristan Ryan Summers. Tyler Clay Swaim, with distinction. Matthew Ross Sylvia, Jr. John Aaron Taxiarco, minor in leadership studies, second lieutenant, United States Army. Gabriel Rocco Tufaro. Aiden James Twombly, concentration in decision analytics. Shane Garrett Washko, concentration in decision analytics. Kyle Patrick Webster. Lucas Kai Wood. Joshua T. Yost. The Bachelor of Arts in English, Devin Ahmad Butler, quadruple concentration in art history and visual culture, literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. Connor Stephen Feltz, quadruple concentration in art history and visual culture, literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. Ethan Patrick Forbes, triple concentration in literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. William David Garbett, with distinction, triple concentration in literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. Andrew Jacob Granger, triple concentration in literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. Brian Michael Jackson, triple concentration in literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing, second lieutenant, United States Army. Robert Braden Jones, with distinction, double concentration in literary studies and rhetoric and writing. William David Longacre, with distinction, triple concentration in literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing. James Caleb Mueller, double concentration in literary studies and rhetoric and writing. Alexander Benjamin Oliver. Jake Anthony Tamanero, double concentration in art history and visual culture and rhetoric and writing, second lieutenant, United States Army. Caleb Nathan Ventura, quadruple concentration in art history and visual culture, literary studies, philosophy, and rhetoric and writing, second lieutenant, United States Army. Jarrett Hunter Wolf, concentration in rhetoric and writing. The Bachelor of Arts in History. Frederick Abbott Allner, minor in business. Dalen Thomas Armini, minor in French, second lieutenant, United States Army. Gage Parker Bland, second lieutenant, United States Army. Connor Michael Carroll. Patrick W. Kavanaugh, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. James Thomas Cockerham, minor in Spanish, second lieutenant, United States Army. Christian Andrew Wells Cole, with distinction, minor in Arabic, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Dalton Edward Cosner, second lieutenant, United States Army. Jacob Stone Culbreth. Michael Garrett Dale, with distinction, concentration in military history, minor in literary studies, ensign, United States Navy. Patrick James Donahue, with distinction, minor in military history, second lieutenant, United States Army. Alexander Carroll Azell, with distinction, minor in French. Henry Franklin Faircloth. Justin Charles Faught, with distinction, minor in rhetoric and writing, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Evan Claiborne Glasscock, with distinction. B. Parker Hall, second lieutenant, United States Army. Jonathan Nathaniel Hedger, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Aiden Jeffrey Hill, with distinction. Alexander Scott Lee, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Army. Nathan William Lundy. Joseph Paul McNeil. John Gregory Picassi, double minor in cybersecurity and philosophy. Alexander Ryan Perry, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Jameson Garrett Pitts. Joshua Brinkley Pointer, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Hunter Matthew Reed, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps, Distinguished Naval Graduate, Marine Corps. Alexis Dorothy Rocker, minor in Middle Eastern Studies, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Tyler Schwartz, minor in Psychology, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Ian Cole Strozeri, minor in Exercise Science. Luke Alexander Tarbox, Second Lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. James Blackwell Wickham, with distinction, minor in Literary Studies. Ethan Renzi Wise. The Bachelor of Arts in International Studies. Brandon Bainham, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Anne Rasinger Bowles, with distinction, minor in French, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Valor Navarre Boyd, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Tristan D. Bray, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Madison Louise Capilano, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Kenneth Charles Cooper. William Russell Davidson, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Benjamin Norman Tyree Deckert, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Emily Chase DeLynn, double major in Modern Languages and Cultures, minor in Middle Eastern Studies. Caleb Sewell Dufresne, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Air Force. Caleb Isaac Evans, with distinction, minor in history, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Thomas Philip Hannon. Jacob Timothy Ibanez, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army. Colin Robert Marks. Nathaniel Charles Mayfield, with distinction, Second Lieutenant, United States Army, Distinguished Military Graduate. Noah Richard McHugh. Michael Patrick Menton, with distinction. Rommel Glenn Meza. John William Molensky III, with distinction, minor in national security, second lieutenant, United States Army. Luke Gabriel Murder, second lieutenant, United States Army. Maxwell Ruben Moreno, with distinction, minor in Spanish. David Nathaniel Morton, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Robert Edward Myers. Travis William Northam, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Ryan Hayes O'Connor, with distinction, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Marshall Alexander Sloniker, with distinction, double major in modern languages and cultures, second lieutenant, United States Army. Zachary Todd Wallace, with distinction, minor in philosophy, second lieutenant, United States Marine Corps. Alexander Jeffrey Ware, second lieutenant, United States Army. Benjamin Edwin Weigert. The Bachelor of Arts in Modern Languages and Cultures, Jonathan Ballesteros Novoa, with distinction, double major in International Studies, second lieutenant, United States Army. Dakota Allen Lovejoy Birdsong, with distinction, minor in Chinese. Joseph Peter Franson, with distinction. Crimson Mays Holmes, minor in Literary Studies. Garrett Thomas Kalinsky, with distinction, double major in International Studies, minor in Asian Studies, second lieutenant, United States Army, distinguished military graduate. Julian Ocean Kim, with distinction, minor in International Studies, second lieutenant, United States Army. Antonio Emil Lamoose. Nicholas Ethan New. Abigail Grace Sawyers, with distinction, minor in French, second lieutenant, United States Air Force.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated while the chaplain pronounces the benediction, after which the new regimental commander, Cadet Brian Pritchard, will publish brief orders. Then the regimental band will play the VMI Spirit, after which this commencement ceremony is adjourned. Chaplain.
Receive this benediction. May the Lord bless you with favor and continued upon all the members of the class of 2024. May he make his face to shine upon you and give you grace and peace and an ever-increasing faith as we leave here today and all the days of your lives. And everyone said, Amen. Amen.
Attention to orders. Leave of absence. Leave of absence until 2200, Saturday, 24th of August, 2024, is hereby granted to all cadets. Cadets returning from furlough must register at the guardroom before that time. Relief from duty. The class of 2024 is hereby relieved from duty.
This ceremony is now over, except for one more thing. Brother Rats, are you ready?